Hello, hello Pisces. Welcome to your May 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Pisces. And before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing if you'd like more content from me. And if you're looking to work with me one-on-one, check out the links in the description box. Now I am going to lay this spread out and then we will get started. Okay, let's start with your oracle cards first. We have choice. So I think this is really reflecting the manifestation element of choice. Like decide, make a choice, make the decision to have the experience, get the thing, call it in, whatever it is. The choice piece really matters. And then also in the month of May, I'm getting that your choices add up, like the continual action, showing up for the things, making a choice to show up for whatever's important to you is really going to have an impact. And then we have the fault line. Man, there is big movement, because when I think of fault lines, obviously I think of earthquakes and all of the shifting in the mountains that are created from the fault lines and things brushing up against each other and the tectonic plates moving around and causing massive growth and massive shift. And really shaking things up. So there's big movement in May for you. It's interesting. And then we have sensuality. Try a tactile approach, cultivate the tingle, follow suppleness and attraction, honor the kundalini energy underlying the work, release any shame and feeling the thrill. Sensuality is your best friend in May. Listen to the feelings, listen to your body. Your body is really going to be a good compass for you in identifying what you need. And whether or not your choices are really in alignment with you, your sensuality will tell you. Your senses will tell you. The central energy is the Chariot. Moving right along. Moving right along. Big soul growth. It's interesting because the Chariot kind of has this element of expediting a process, moving things along really quickly, but there's another element where this is about what you've signed up to do, like your soul's life contract in this lifetime, and so there seems to be a lot of energy on that front. Let's see what the crossing energy is. We have the Three of Pentacles, something regarding work or whatever you're building. Think about, are you growing something, building something, putting something together? What are you doing to really make things happen for yourself in whatever capacity? It can be internal work, it can be healing, right? It can be your own internal structures. Whatever you're giving energy and you're applying yourself and showing up for, that's the thing that is really tied up into your soul's contract. Now, I'd like to clarify, just because you have an agreement to do something in any given lifetime doesn't mean that that thing is permanent or immovable or anything like that. Know that where you are at this point in time in this space really matters. What you have shifting out is the Two of Cups. Let me see what the oncoming energy is first before I speak to that. And we have the Hermit. Retreat yourself. You know what? This looks like overgiving to me. This looks like too much generosity, too much give. And so that's why you have the contrast of overinvesting or giving too much energy in a way that's imbalanced. And then the Hermit is just highlighting, it's retreat yourself. Let me clarify the Two of Cups. It's kind of an interesting thing to have moving out because it's not looking like a relationship to me. in terms of it being one person. It looks more complex than that. Page of Cups, yeah. So if you have not been paying attention to energetic output, if you haven't noticed potentially how stressed you've been, how much energy you've been expending, how much work you've been putting in, you want to be careful. And it seems like whatever you didn't know or didn't realize is really coming to light now at this point in time, because it doesn't look like a relationship unless it was the Page of Cups, but that's going to be someone who is really childish. So even if it is a person for you, it's like they're not even an adult. For those of you who do have someone moving out of your space, this is massive evolution. But what I'm getting more so is focusing on receptivity, and the sensuality card with the retreat yourself or the Hermit is about the building that is taking place, and what you're giving yourself is really going to move those mountains. It's going to have a massive shift the way that this fault line is showing. And then the outward manifestation is the 8 of Swords. It's all fun and sex games until you have to pee. That's what that says. I'm going to clarify this, although I really think that it's important for you to just keep your eye on the prize rather than focusing too much elsewhere. But let me see. We have the Empress. It's pulling you back to sensuality, give to yourself, choose yourself, choose yourself, choose yourself over and over and over, right? The best version of you is a version of you that is well taken care of. The best version of you is the highest expression of yourself that can only be achieved when your needs are met, right? Think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's like safety, security, material support, food, water, shelter. That's at the bottom. And as you work your way up, you move into self-actualization. Then you actually have the bandwidth to pursue the things that your soul is here to do, right? So everyone is inherently worthy of good things, worthy of support, worthy of love, you know, all of that stuff. And so it's just about getting really back to that core of I am worthy. I'm getting there's a lot of that kind of coming together for you. And then in the subconscious, we have the Tower. Ooh, this is exciting. I like this because it's happening in the subconscious. It's like there are major breakthroughs that are happening. There's radical transformations that are taking place, especially the fault line, and the Tower is just a game changer this month. So this is just the belief systems, the stories that you were telling yourself, the limitations that you put on yourself, all of that that's been weighing you down is being broken through, because with the Chariot in the center, that's a big soul growth evolution card. I'm getting that this is in the service of that, so you just need to kind of hold space for your process. The advice for you in May is the 6 of Rods. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? That's the question I would ask, is if you knew that your endeavors would only be supported, they would only be upside, they would only be rewarded for your efforts, what actions would you take from that space? It's about going in with confidence. It's about going in with an I can do it attitude and expecting that you're going to reach your goals and you're going to get that thing and make that thing happen. There's an element of that certainty, not in yourself, but in God, the universe, divine source, that things are going to land where they need to. Walking in with that level of certainty is going to make things a lot better, and it's going to keep you detached from anything superficial. Like number goals have a tendency to be like really superficial. Like if it's too wrapped up in charts and data, I'm getting that you kind of want to think a little bit bigger than that. Aim, set the goals, set the numbers or whatever, your time limit, whatever metrics you're working with. But it's more of the confidence and certainty of I'm supported, I'm worthy, I'm getting where I need to go, my soul is just doing its thing, it's heading in the direction it needs to, etc., etc. So that confidence in you showing up and also having universal support is going to be big. External influences, we have the Six of Cups. Potentially this could be a soulmate, right? For those of you who are focused on that, this could be someone coming into your space. It could be someone from your like childhood past, right? Think nostalgia, growing up, or there's a lot of work being done around the inner child. Because I'm reading for a large group, you have to keep in mind that the context in which this manifests for you in the month of May is going to vary. For some of you, it will be a person. For some of you, it will be healing based. For some of you, it's going to be more directly from your past. For some of you, it might be the introduction of someone new. So keep your eyes peeled for this, but really pay close attention to what does my inner child need. It's going to be a helpful compass, because again, if you're focusing on worthiness, this is what I'm here to do. This is, you know, the direction that I'm moving. This is what I'm building. And having that breakdown, breakthrough throughout, it's going to be really helpful to let this guide you as well. Kind of like with sensuality and your choices, right? Those are going to have a big impact. And then the hopes and fears, we have the Five of Swords. So I think you're afraid of having to give up or having to throw in the towel. I would say there's no need to worry about that. Really move your mind away from that, because it's not even on the table as a possibility. Remove it as a potential possibility, the idea of having to walk away and give up. Unless it's like a toxic relationship or something, obviously, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your, whatever you're building, whatever you're creating, right? The passions, the projects, the creations that you have going. I'm getting there's fear around, well, what if I can't? And that's why I'm saying you don't want to go in with confidence that you are forcing something to happen. You want to go in with the confidence that you are supported and you're aiming at the right things, even if the outcome turns out different. And that's what's actually going to relieve any fear of needing to walk away. Some of you might be totally ready to walk away from some stuff. And you might be hoping for this, where you're like, I'm ready for this shit to be done. So that might also be coming up for you. The outcome for you is the Three of Cups. Celebration, connection. There's like more people coming into your space. Let me clarify this. It may not be literal for some of you. If you're in the online space, it could be audience, friends, new opportunities that are shining through. This is an exciting month for you. We have the Page of Wands. Yeah, so this is definitely people. It's like your circle, your community is evolving. This is interesting. This is going to be really, really interesting. This is a very unique reading from what I'm seeing on the table. Okay, anyway, enough. Let me read the timeline. So this is the first quarter of May. We have the Hierophant. I think you're going into the month of May with a lot of structure and game plan, but let's see what happens in the second quarter. Ace of Wands, your confidence is really building in here. This second quarter is like, you've got it. You're making it happen. You're already doing it. You're already initiating. You're already getting started. You're already doing the things. So for those of you who are feeling lost, it's kind of like, pick something to aim at, go with your gut, don't overthink it, don't worry about choosing wrong, because that definitely isn't true. Remind yourself that if you try something and it turns out to not be right for you, that's where all of the clarity comes from. This is really reminding me of the phrase, clarity comes from thought, or clarity comes from action, not thought. You cannot think about it and expect to have the answers. You have to do it. You have to taste it. You have to actually put the food in your mouth in order to decide whether or not you like it. So don't put so much pressure on, am I choosing correctly or incorrectly? Just simplify it for yourself. Flip a coin if you want. Just do something to decide, like make the choice, and then continue moving through it in that capacity. That could also be what the Hierophant is. The Hierophant is a decision to go all in on something, or a decision, I'm going to commit to this. The Ace of Wands is I'm putting the energy into it. Third quarter, we have the Sun, pleasure, play, happiness. It's that like childlike fun and enjoyment. So this is just highlighting the sensuality card again. The sensuality is really coming to life here. I think it's about doing things that make you ultimately feel good. And then wrapping up the month, we have the Two of Pentacles. This is also highlighting choice as well. And I think that you might have more options by the time the month is up. There's probably more things that are coming up for you, more opportunities, more clarity, more. Like you have more flexibility in towards June. So yeah, it'll be interesting. For some of you, this is going to be more internal decision making. For others, it might be more career focused, material focused. So let's do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to pick a card, any card, whichever one is calling to you. If you need more time, pause the video. Card number 1, we have the High Priestess. Meditate about it. Get quiet about it. The High Priestess really encourages you to get silent, because the silence is where your intuition is going to live. The mental chatter, the monkey mind, the you should do this, you're not doing enough, or, you know, you need to fill every nook and cranny of your day, or, you know, what's the most realistic thing? That's all your mind trying to protect you. It actually makes you fall out of your intuitive space. In order to access this, you need open space. So find that, create that for yourself. And that's where you're going to get the answers. That's where things are going to get easier, because you're tapped in. Card number 2, we have the King of Cups. Look at your emotional world. That's where the answers live. It's like the emotions are the key. The emotions are the answer. The emotions are going to indicate healing that needs to be done, work that needs to be done, the direction that things are going. Like, they're going to tell you a lot. So investigate that, and also don't be afraid to do the emotional work. This is a great time to start doing that and really stepping into the King of Cups. Card number 3, we have the King of Coins. Mastering the material. The King and Queen of Coins are always really into getting into a state of ease, confidence, comfort, security, and really honing their skills in the material world. And I see this as a big focus for you, and I also see this as a practice. Like, in order for you to get to that King of Coins level of mastery, you have to step into it beforehand. There's never going to be like a dollar amount or superficial goal that is going to inspire these feelings. It's the opposite. It's the feelings come first, then the matter materializes around you. That's the link that you want to focus on. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications if you want to know when I put out new readings. And don't forget to sign up for my newsletter, which is down in the description box below. You'll get a free dealing with family meditation, and you'll also get readings sent to your inbox, as well as other information on all sorts of good stuff that I put out. If you would like to know which decks I used in this reading, they're all listed in the description box. If you need to work with me, go to onyxhealing.com, and I will see you beautiful people later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.